here in the wee morning hours at my wellness center, and here at Wellspring Vitality in Hotchkiss, Colorado, and it's quiet, it's still, and it reminds me of the practice of being still and knowing that He is Yahweh, and how much breath work has impressed me. How much it's changed my life. I've been doing breath work now for about 4 years, every day for 4 years. It's amazing how a practice builds on itself. You know, every day, every moment. What is the serenity prayer? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time. And one moment at a time is one breath at a time. And so I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about the practice of, and the power of having a breathwork practice. Even if you chose to do it for 1 minute, now that you know how to breathe, now that you know how to take air in, now that you know different ways that you can channel your breath to either create energy or calm. I just wanted to speak briefly to the power of having a practice. It's meditative, whether you're meditating on anything or not. But I do like to kind of share with people how powerful it is to actually meditate, say on scripture, or a quote that's given you a lot of truth, just a tiny piece of it. Because when you're breathing, especially when you're doing, say, the Wim Hof method, which has you going, you're expanding that breath, doing about 30 of those, and then you just let it go and you're just still, and you're letting yourself experience what it is to not have to bring anything in, to be at peace, to be at rest, and to know that you're being held and that you're gonna be okay. And then when you're ready, which could be before, I usually do the Wim Hof, and I'm gonna start mixing it up because movement is meant to be a mixtape, not a mantra. So I'm gonna start using some different different breath work practitioners on YouTube. It's just so easy, it's so free. I also love to do some breath work with people live. It is so powerful to do breath work in a room where there's 10, 5, 20, 30 different people breathing together. It's a practice of co-regulation. And if you've ever studied or looked into co-regulation, it's something wonderful we can do for our kids or for any other human being for that matter. The person with the calmest amygdala wins. They're the one, and it's not like we're in a fight. It's not like we're competing, even though I do like to be competitive. It is the ability for you to have the calmer, to change the situation. That's what I mean by winning. You're calmer. Your calm affects their hysteria. And you can do that gently with breath, connection of the body, light touch, but staying calm and staying in that. So I've learned so much from being in a breathwork practice. There's many times where I'm breathing deeply and where I've come to a place, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the lungs hold grief. So I've come to a place where I can actually start to weep and moan and wail and release, because the body's not meant to be a storage container. That pressure cooker starts going off, and little kids are awesome because they just whine and wail. They might get on the floor and beat the floor and move their body. That's what we were designed to do. And a breathwork practice actually makes that possible. It makes it means you're setting aside time for whatever might happen, whatever might come up with the breath. The other thing that it does for me every day is it gives me body awareness, mind awareness, spirit awareness. Because if I'm having trouble holding my breath for 30 seconds, that usually means that I probably am tied up emotionally somewhere. And I start to ask spirit, so show me, what's going on with me right now? What's holding me back? What am I disassociating from? The other thing about breath work is that you can't disassociate. You have to pay attention. Now you can. I've done it I've done it at a varying degrees of awareness and varying degrees of being awake and aware and sinking into it. I might be so distracted, but it forces me to go, no, I want to feel my body. I want to get out of that distraction. I can go back to that thing that I have to do. I have it written on 20,000 to-do lists after all. It's there. It's like a neon light flashing in my face. So, I can go back to that. But I can stay with the breath. I can stay with the peace. I can stay in the moment. The other thing that I love about the breathwork practice is that as I train people in breathwork at Wellspring, I find that a lot of people don't know how to breathe, as we've already talked about in that other video, but they also struggle with actually expanding the rib cage. If we're not moving here, this is another great benefit of a breathwork practice. If we're not moving here, if our internal organs are not moving, you're more likely to get cancer. I know that sounds extreme, but places that move in your body, the viscosity of the mucus that's in between that keeps things going, it just keeps things moving. It flushes out toxins. It does so much for your body. Also, bringing in that extra oxygen is also flushing out toxins. So on that purely physiological level, you're actually allowing your body to expand in your core. One more point about that is I had a client years and years ago. I've been doing body work for over 25 years. And towards the beginning, I met this gentleman, and he worked from home back when people weren't even working from home. And he was always on his computer. And he had this neck and shoulder pain, which of course, that's what happens. But no matter what I did, I couldn't figure out how to unleash those muscles and to keep them lengthened. He'd feel better for a day, and then this pain would come right back. And so what we figured out over time is when I asked him to take a deep breath, he went like this. His lungs didn't move. His rib cage didn't move. All of this was locked down. And we realized that because he hadn't been breathing deeply, all of this was locked down tight, like clamped, holding so tight. And it forced these muscles to get so tight so that even though I would mechanically loosen them, we'd move things all around, he'd feel better. It would just go right back because this didn't move. But once we unlocked this, and I had him start to do breathing exercises and had him start to do some of the stuff I have in my rib rescue video, he just completely opened up and he stopped coming to see me, which I guess that's okay. The other thing is I feel like, and this is what's so beautiful to me, is my connection to the Creator when I'm really focused in my breath work. Because He is the breath. He is the life. He is filling us with hope and joy. And joy is that connection. I keep talking about that. Joy is when we connect. And so you can not only find a way to release the pain, but you can also find a way to bring in the joy. And I've had so many moments of inspiration. Get it? Inspiration, like that's what it is. It means breathing in, taking in. And so I've had so many moments of inspiration where I go, it's more of you, less of me. I don't need to show up and be somebody in this world. I just need to be. I need to be still. I need to take in. I need to serve. I need to love. Not because I need to get anything from it. I'm exhaling, letting it go. And there's just so many applications of that spiritual practice. I'd like to know if you do this practice and you actually feel like you get more in touch with the Spirit as you do your practice. So please let me know. I hope this encourages you. And I'm looking forward to giving you more content. As I learn, I want you to learn. I want us all to heal. That's what we're here to do. We heal, not so we can look good, not so that we can feel good, but we do the work so that we can release the negative energy, the pain, the inflammation, the stress, the anxiety, all of those things. Leave them on the ground and pick up positive energy so that you can go out into the world and multiply love into the world in a way that only you can. So I hope this encourages you, and I will see you soon.